Imagine a high-stakes diplomatic drama unfolding mid-air, where one leader's stubborn refusal could derail a major peace effort. Now that's the kind of geopolitical tension that keeps you glued to the news. This is exactly what happened when Donald Trump's last-minute idea to bring Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu into a multinational Gaza summit in Egypt hit a major roadblock, courtesy of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. But here's where it gets controversial. One man's warning grounded the whole plan, exposing deep rifts in the Middle East that could shape the region's future. Let's dive into the details and unpack why this summit showdown matters, especially for newcomers to international politics. The saga began with Trump, ever the dealmaker, extending an unexpected invitation to Netanyahu to join a hastily organized conference in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. This event was co-hosted by Trump himself and Egyptian President Abdel Fatah al-Sisi, aiming to address the volatile situation in Gaza and foster some stability. Netanyahu initially said yes, reportedly after a direct phone call from Trump while the US president was still in Israel that very morning. It seemed like a done deal, until Erdoğan threw a wrench into the works. Flying en route to the summit, Erdoğan made it crystal clear he wouldn't touch down in Egypt if Netanyahu was there. This mid-air standoff highlighted the raw power dynamics at play, with Erdoğan effectively vetoing Netanyahu's attendance from the cockpit of his plane. And this is the part most people miss. Such bold moves aren't just about personal egos. They reveal how fragile international alliances can be when historical grievances and current conflicts collide. It's like watching a chess game where one wrong move could topple the board. Netanyahu ultimately backed out, and his office released a statement explaining the decision. It cited the summit's timing being too close to the start of a major holiday in Israel, making attendance impractical. But whispers from the sidelines suggest more was at play. Specifically, threats from hardliners in Netanyahu's own coalition government. Some extreme right-wing figures in his cabinet had warned they might resign if he showed up, potentially destabilizing his leadership. Adding to the complexity, Netanyahu faces serious legal troubles. The International Criminal Court, ICC, a global tribunal that prosecutes war crimes and crimes against humanity, has issued arrest warrants against him for alleged atrocities in Gaza. While Egypt isn't a member of the ICC, his presence at the summit would have stirred massive controversy, not just among activists, but also among Arab nations that haven't yet warmed to Israel. With over 20 world leaders expected to attend this rushed gathering, Netanyahu's potential cameo could have turned the event into a flashpoint for debate and division. This whole episode underscores something profound. Trump's vision of normalizing relations between Muslim countries and Israel might be a tough sell, as Erdoğan has repeatedly labeled Israel's actions in Gaza as genocide. Shaking hands with Netanyahu or even posing for photos could have been political suicide back home in Turkey. It might have also raised eyebrows about Turkey's intended role in an upcoming international stabilization force for Gaza security. Picture this: Erdoğan, who positions himself as a defender of Palestinian rights, potentially compromising that stance for the sake of a summit. Is this a pragmatic step toward peace or a dangerous dilution of principles? And this is where the controversy really heats up. Some argue that attending such events is essential for dialogue, while others see it as rewarding aggression. What do you think? Should leaders like Erdoğan prioritize symbolic gestures over potential progress, or is there a middle ground? In the end, this aborted invitation serves as a stark reminder of the hurdles on the path to Middle East peace. It begs the question, can true normalization happen when old wounds and current legal battles keep leaders at arm's length? We'd love to hear your take. Do you side with Erdoğan's firm stance? Or do you believe Trump and Netanyahu's approach could yield breakthroughs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's spark a conversation.